Oh, good morning, everyone. We got some newsy news for you. I had to do a little bit of digging in order to be able to try and figure out this stuff. But there was actually a really big event. It's barely gotten any views on YouTube, even though Battlestate posted it. They never said anything on Twitter or anything, so no one got flagged to it. But if you're following on there, if you're subbed to their YouTube channel, you would have gotten an alert if you had the bell on. Kind of like you should have the bell on here, you know? Just saying. But anyway, we got some news, and it's cool. It's cool if you like augmented reality stuff. And we get to continue the story of Rigi and Chepushila. Anyway, newsy news. Good morning, everyone. My name is Onepeg, and today in the news, we have a continuation of the Chronicles of the Red Scav and a really big payoff for somebody that was smart enough to get something done on the back end. So stick around for a few minutes for this one, if you would be so kind. There's actually a lot here, and it ends in a kind of cool way. Okay. Anyway, so we start off with a YouTube video that was posted by BSG about, I don't know, 4 hours ago as of the recording of this video, where someone is reminiscing about their dad, talking about how he was taking him hunting. And he basically says, "This is how I got this sawed-off shotgun." And we fast forward to a couple of guys sitting around a fire. This guy's reminiscing about his dad, saying he was a good dude. And then it goes to this interesting section where we have him reminiscing about how his father disappeared, saying that he was kidnapped. The last time he was seen at the factory. Check this out. At the chemical plant where those crackhead brothers work. If you notice, we have some Adidas stripes on the jacket of this fella. And this guy has a red hat on backward. And he's doing pull-ups. You guessed it. That's Killa and Tagilla in the flesh. Now, this is a flashback to when the narrator was a kid. So naturally, they're not going to have like the maxed out tattoos. They don't have the boss embroidery or whatever. This is kind of like the origin story for our two bosses here, it appears. But they worked at the chemical plant. They worked at the factory. The factory, you know, the factory where we go and kill all kinds of people. Yeah, the factory. So it talks about how he apparently got kidnapped, and then he says that his mom ran off. And it turns out that about the time that this mystery narrator says that his father got kidnapped, he says that's about the time that the Lightkeeper appeared. The Lightkeeper guy. And he says a whole bunch of people disappeared at the same time. So then we fast forward to about 2 minutes and 26 seconds, and we see right here, he says, "Hey, Rigi, I know how to help." So the guy in the balaclava is the Red Scav, Rigi. And it appears that this guy that's speaking is Chepushila. So they're both alive. They both haven't killed each other. Even though Chepushila ratted Rigi out, they're still sitting next to each other in a campfire. All is forgiven in the land of Tarkov, I guess. So then he says, no, I'm not going to screw you over this time. This is legit. Look, there's this tech nerd worked for an IT firm or whatever, and he goes by the name of Mr. Kerman. And then he shows this right here. This says ARRS.host, ARRS host, default user, and then 12345 test. So this is where the rabbit hole leads. Chepushila tells Rigi that all you have to do is go and type this into your web browser, grab a laptop and type this in on a web browser, and that's it. It'll take you right there, and it will be a huge help, is what he says. So I did that, and wow. Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. Conflict parameter. File not important.txt. This is interesting. What is this? Login observer 14-4. Need to store passwords somewhere else for security. Login observer 14-4. Oh, serious job thing.txt. Okay. Serious job thing.txt. Oh, I should probably do file first, right? File. Nice job, BSG. This is cool. Love.this. Is this ASCII art of a cat? Tell me this is ASCII art of a cat. Nope. It's Doge. That's Shiba Inu. That's amazing. This is amazing. Okay. Let's see. So not a serious job thing after all. Remembering new password is really hard. How am I supposed to remember this? I'm glad there's default user, which no one knows I'm using. Just need to keep this little secret away from my colleague, Peter. The stupid face and achievement somehow has more important employee. I hate this guy so much. He's even got custom username matching his translated surname, unlike me. What the heck? He's not a god, just some nerd, if you ask me. Okay, so we need to know his surname. Login rook. Password. Oh, we're in, boy. We are in, boy. Hell yeah. Okay. Let's see. DIR. Let's see what user says. Analyst. Peter Grock. Active. Terminal super operator. File. INV 15 ARRS node error reading file. Okay, so I pretty much got to the point where my level of intelligence when it comes to ciphers has been met. I don't understand the rest of it, so I figure I'll just go to the hive mind and we'll go to Reddit. And lo and behold, there's already a big old thread about it. Although it never really got that many upvotes, which I find to be interesting. Anyway, toward the bottom here, so I got about halfway through it. We got Rook and this password, and then the names Caesar and Warden actually ended up being things that were used. So login Caesar, and then user info Warden was here. Through this login and password, somehow someone deciphered a password, and I never did see Officer 20-28, but that's okay. The ultimate culmination of this were these two decoded messages. This one had to do with the user information for Warden. User information was a new command that was available on the Caesar login. And then also there was this note here that was also encrypted. Both of these were. If you were able to decipher them, that led to this little following bit of text here. Kudos, champ. You can dig those digits well. Here's a little something for you. And then what appears to be a code for a game key, yours, Mr. Kerman. And then also under the user info for Warden, decoded note, not bad, I respect persistence. And then there's another game key here, yours, Mr. Kerman. So as it turns out, the entire deal with Mr. Kerman was an ARG that gave away what appears to be a couple of game keys. I'm not sure if they were EOD or not, but I would assume they would be pretty beefy game codes. I took about an hour when I found this to work through this all. I've actually recorded my entire progress here, even though I skipped through a whole bunch of stuff. And it was up for about 4 hours when I found it. So it looks as though this was entirely deciphered as of about 2.5 hours ago. So the community coming together, everybody figuring it out, it only took these guys about an hour and a half to dig through the entire terminal and get it all figured out. So that's everything. It was kind of cool, kind of a cool little event, interesting. So yeah, I kind of like the ARG stuff. This has always been interesting for me. I like when they kind of break the fourth wall a little bit and you can kind of do some of these augmented reality things. It's a lot more fun to keep you engaged with the community and keep the community engaged with your game than just having the game like can have you run around and stuff. And so you can tell that there are definitely some guys in the community that work at BSG that are really into the code breaking and ARG stuff. I dig it. Anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Thank you so much for coming and checking it out. Please consider giving me a sub here on the channel if you would be so kind. Please consider following me on my socials at OnePegMG on Twitter, at OnePeg on TikTok. And as always, I am live from 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, start or so, at twitch.tv/OnePeg. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.